Hey guys, this is Guardy J over at A Year Well Wasted, and I am here to demonstrate Torchlight 2's Berserker class. Now, the Berserker class in Torchlight 2 is actually more of a speedy, kind of attacking class. She specializes in buffs and debuffs, mostly debuffs. She can use area of effects, like this here, which is called the Shadow Bind, which any enemy that's sitting in that in this circle will actually be tagged with a kind of curse. And all melee attacks you do to one enemy will actually transfer 15% of that damage over to any other enemy that is tagged with the curse. Now I'll kind of go down the list here. The Berserker is a little bit more focused on like the spirit of the wolf. Here she does a howl, which actually I believe, let's see, slows down enemies, lowers their attack speed, and lowers their cast speed, and then increases all the damage they take. Let's see. She also has just a lot of. She does a massive amount of damage. The whole goal of the Berserker, if you really want to utilize her well, is to fill up her charge bar, and then she goes into what's called a frenzy state, which means every attack she does is a critical strike, and she attacks, I believe, twice as fast at the very least. Now there are actually moves that will allow her to produce charge faster, and that's really kind of what you're going to want to go for. And then if I can find some enemies over here, Monster Shrine. So this is called Raise, and every time I kill an enemy, as you can see, it quickly raises my my frenzy bar, and now I've got full frenzy. Hopefully I can actually get to something. So yeah, every strike she does is a critical. These guys are little, but when you're going kind of against bosses or elites, she just decimates them, and she'll clear a room really quickly. But the kind of the drawback of that is you really need to pay attention to her health, because she does not have a lot of health. She's more focused on DPS and does not take a lot of hits, so you kind of got to be in and out, and they actually account for that with moves like Shadow Burst. And Shadow Burst allows you to kind of quickly jump in and out of combat. This will do damage as it goes through enemies, and it'll help you to escape. Now there's another attack in the same vein called Savage Rush. Savage Rush is just a charge attack, and it continuously, runs forward and damages anyone in the area. And now that kind of works well with the frenzy state, because every time she's running forward, she's doing damage, and when you're in a frenzy state, you're doing criticals, so you're doing rapid criticals. It will allow you to escape a kind of a hairy situation, and it will also just do a massive amount of damage. Let me show you some of the other things here. Storm Hatchet. It's kind of just a projectile move. It does a lot of electric damage and slows them down, but really, it's because the Berserker kind of specializes in close range melee attacks. This is just kind of balance it out and throw a ranged attack in there. And then she has Stormclaw, which what Stormclaw does is imbues your melee weapons with electricity, and every time she hits an enemy, it will send out an arc of electricity to a one or two nearby enemies, and I believe that grows as you kind of level up the skill. Let me take a look here. Eviscerate, which is actually the attack you start with, actually does a ton of damage. Of course, even worse when you're in the frenzied state. It hits enemies in kind of an arc, so it can hit multiple enemies at once. It just helps tremendously when you start to get surrounded, and if you're not frenzied. Frost Breath, which slows down enemies. It can immobilize them or just completely freeze them outright. And then, let me see, what else? I think that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get something together and give you just a kind of a good idea of what you can expect if you decide to play the Berserker. We'll go with, actually, since I said it earlier, we'll go ahead and go with the Savage Rush. Yeah, okay. So here's some small enemies. Small enemies are great because they're easy to kill with Raise. Now I've got full Frenzy Bar. And yeah, Frenzy will last until you until you hit your first enemy. Otherwise, you can just have it sit charged. Nothing in there. Let's see. Let's keep moving. Okay. Ow! I did not see you there. Punch the ever-loving crap out of you, because that's the way you should play a Berserker. You put some claws on, and you just start punching the ever-loving hell out of everything you see. Okay, smack a few of these guys. we go. Now, let's go see. Here we go. I want to gather some more enemies instead of just wasting it all on that one guy. Give you a real good demonstration of what I can do with the Berserker. These guys. Alright, this is a little bit better. So kind of get in a situation where you're surrounded. Just get in and out enemies, or just run around chaotically like that and just knock guys out. So once again, she runs out of mana really swiftly too. You have to kind of keep your eyes open on the Berserker. Just like I said, she runs out of health really quickly and she runs out of mana really quickly. But if you can pay attention to that, she'll clear a room with next to no effort. It's pretty disgusting. Before I started this video, I actually ran into 3 elite enemies, and I wish I had been able to catch that. And without batting an eye, she had cleared all 3 of the elite enemies, which any of the other classes I played, you kind of gotta tread lightly. But once you're in that frenzied state and you're doing critical hits with every attack, you're just kind of monstrous. So I'll be doing more videos on the rest of the classes soon. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.